Good afternoon, good evening. It is 8 o'clock here, and I'm not joined by everyone's favourite Scotsman. He's busy actually working, doing his job as a coach this evening. We had a bit of a discussion earlier about channel and content and kind of what we want to be putting out. And we kind of decided we need to do a bit more like ad hoc work and not kind of planning it too much and just kind of going as we go as stuff comes up, like other channels seem to do. So that's kind of why this has gone now. Is 8 p.m. our time. And I know that the other lads on another certain channel have gone live looking at CrossFit game stuff. So we were programmed this in anyway to talk about. Hopefully it's a little bit of a conversation starter moving forward. Hello, Heidi. Thanks for joining me. I know there's something a lot more interesting and important on. Oh, hello, Mr. PK. Hope you're well. If anyone does want to come on, by the way, I'll send you a link. But the reason we wanted to do it today. Oh, I know. Would you like one? I'll have to go in and do stuff. But, a huge one. Jon's not coming on. He's too busy. Actually, turn my notifications off. He's actually working, doing what me and him actually do, which is actually work at gyms and actually coach and actually know what we're talking about. So where are we? I'm just getting you a wrench, Mr. PK. I figured this out the other day, how you do it. You have to go to your own show, your channel, and you have to go into the actual thing, and hopefully it doesn't come with sound. Or watch myself. And I go there, and I go bosh, and then I go bosh, and I go bosh, and you're in. Now you should have something now, PK. Anyway, if you do another typey thing, which should do it. Anyway, well, if either of you two want to come on, just let me know. But you're probably at work and doing more important stuff like Jon is. There we go, thick wrench. So earlier today, well, let's go back earlier in the week. Last week, Jon and I actually booked. I want to call it a couples because I think that sounds better. Couples Hyrox. So we're doing a pairs one, and we are doing it in Birmingham. So Birmingham was actually a city in England originally, and we're doing that in October, and it's the weekend before Rogue, and we are actually going to Rogue as well together. Going to go and hopefully get a media pass there, but we're going anyway. So we could spend some time together in October. But yeah, we're doing the couples one in Birmingham, and what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of content out soon about training for that. I've kind of decided I need like a 12-week. You should fucking come to Rogue. That'd be amazing. It's cheap now. Now that you're 10x in, you should come. So we're I'm going to start training specifically for the event or making adaptations for the event on August the 1st, because that's exactly 12 weeks before the race. So it's a 12-week cycle that I'll be putting into place. Jon's actually done Hyroxes before. He's done about 70 million of them. So I'm going to like liaise with him and sort of start making a plan for that. Myself, I know that I've got a good baseline. I used to play football or soccer, football, for the best part of 25 years. I've got a really good base show, running up and down for 45 minutes at a time. So I've got that, and then obviously we talked about it before, but my introduction to CrossFit was Metcon and nutrition, and I did that for the best part of probably the first couple of years of my CrossFit experience, from 2012 to 2014, which played into my bias, but also it set me up with a really good baseline for my training up until now. Now, I did a little bit of more cardiovascular work in September, October time last year, And it took me about 4 weeks to get to a point where I was pretty much outrunning most of the people at the gym during workouts on 4 and 800 as part of workouts. It doesn't take me long to get back. So I know the conditioning doesn't take too long. We all know conditioning doesn't take as long as strength training. And also I'm sat at 96 kilos at the moment, which is 96 times 2.205, 211 pounds. So divide by 14. Divide by 4. So it's about 15 stone in old and current money elsewhere. So I'm sat there now. I played centre mid, so centre midfield. I had my nickname when I was playing was Jake the Tank Chapman because I would literally just run through people when I first started playing. Developed a good engine over the course of the 25 years. I started playing when I was 4. And I finished when I was 30, actually, because I realised that if I wanted to be any good at CrossFit and stay healthy, all the lateral and dynamic twisting movements, and you've got I ended up playing Sunday League, which is in England and the UK. It's quite fucking dangerous because you get a mixture of people like me that wanted to actually play properly, and then you've got the slightly older guys or dickheads that just want to turn up with a fag in their hand, like a cigarette. I've been on the beers the night before. They're overweight, they're lazy, and they just plow into you and chop your legs down. So it got to the point where I was like, well, I want to be able to squat and actually be fit and healthy for CrossFit and in life. So I sort of stopped playing soccer. But yes, centre mid, which for anyone that doesn't know the positions in that game, you're basically running the whole time. It's intervals, obviously, because there's some outplay, but you're running for 45 minutes at a time, pretty much. Sprint work, stop, start, which leads to a good boost. I started at 4-2, played in middle school years. I was goalie when I was. Yeah, well, because you're quite tall, Colleen, aren't you? So I'd imagine you'd have kind of suited playing in goal. Did you enjoy playing in goal, or were you just good at it, or both? My son quite likes being in goal because he just throws himself everywhere and doesn't give a shit. But I kind of want him to be on pitch, really, get a bit of fitness work in there. 5'11", yeah. So you guys are pretty tall. So I'd imagine, I could be wrong here. I could be very wrong. I'd imagine soccer's not the most popular sport. Obviously, there's other ones. And then of the girls that are actually women playing soccer, how many of them will still be of a taller persuasion and how many would suit the goal? Don't know. Did you enjoy playing in goal? I suppose it's what mood you're in, really. You're feeling lazy. Quite good. But yeah, Liverpool won the league yesterday very early. First time they won it in COVID to 2020, but the last time they won it was 35 years ago, other than that. So that was a big party yesterday. Watched that with Donnie. We went there earlier in the year. Which was fun. We watched them win 3-0. So Donnie, my son, is a Liverpool supporter. He's a Scouser. It was hard adjustment at first. Oh, you're 4. Okay. I've got training goal. Yeah, you kind of great to just stand there and jump around. This is the finest show on YouTube. Tube. I say tube, like Tuesday, like tube, not Tuesday. YouTube. Thank you, Gerald. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I love it when you mumble. Which part am I mumbling at, Heidi? Would you like me to speak really clearly and slowly so you can understand me? Tuesday. So anyway, so we're doing that Hyrox couples event on October the. I look at my mum's calendar. She made me all the pictures of the Isle of Man that she took. We are doing that on. This is really, really fun for you guys, I guess. Take the tank, yeah. October the 16th. I think Thursday the 16th. No, 23rd. Sorry, 23rd. So we're doing it on the 23rd, and then Rogue is the following weekend on the 31st. So Halloween is the first night. So we'll be up there for then. It's Katie and I's our 10th wedding anniversary the week after that. So we're going to make it sort of a family holiday trip. So 10 days over in the UK and just sort of touring and exploring, which is always fun. But yield. So you'd like me to talk better, Heidi? Is that correct? You'd like me to talk slower and seduce you with my words? So yeah, we're doing Hyrox, and Jon's done loads of them. Like I said, I've never done one. Came close to doing one, but didn't go because of illness in the family. But then I don't know who's seen this, but oh, hang on, Colleen. Boom, have a wrench. CrossFit earlier. Why is it making you feel funny? CrossFit earlier posted a post, an article. This is the article. Why CrossFit loves Hyrox, and that's a good thing. So this was written by Stéphane Rocher, who is a level 3, very articulate man. He's done a load of stuff in the past. He's written a lot of articles for them. He's a flow master, center master, 15 years, and yield. Very good guy. So he's written this article, Why CrossFit Loves Hyrox. And Sevi was talking about Hyrox earlier, actually. And it sort of still surprises me when I hear people talk in a certain way about Hyrox. And I'm not saying that I'm a Hyroxer or, I'm the king of fucking knowing everything. However, Gerald, boom. However, I don't think I'm in a position where I should be defending it. But it's articles like this that make me kind of realize that even CrossFit are having to kind of argue for it in a sense. And there's people misunderstanding what it is, I guess, or not quite understanding the point of it and how it fits in and how our community can benefit from it. So there's bits of this. I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing. Bearing in mind where this is coming from. This is coming from a 15-year Flowmaster, someone that's been working with CrossFit HQ for a fucking long time. He's been on the front line, knows CrossFit methodology better than 99% of CrossFitters. And he made some really, really good points. He's talking about what is CrossFit. He starts off talking about what is CrossFit, talking about our methodology, what makes us different. He then talks about what Hyrox is. Now, this is the other thing. So even with people that come to the gym, so I coach Hyrox. We're a Hyrox affiliate at my gym. Even people that are attending Hyrox labeled specific classes, they don't know that it's an event. They just know it as a class, as something they go to that is get some sweaty, a bit of strength work, and this, that, and the other. Every now and again, you'll get someone go, "Oh, what is it? Or is it an event? I heard someone's doing a Hyrox. What does that mean?" And they've been coming to the sessions for like 6 months. So I guess part of that is a communication piece. However, I would probably argue if you said to someone at a CrossFit affiliate that's been going for 5 years to define CrossFit, or what is the methodology, or who's the recent CrossFit Games champ, I probably think there's a gap in knowledge there as well. I think there's probably a very similar kind of applied knowledge that goes with each of those, probably. So he's actually listed here, and obviously Savon hasn't got a clue, which is fine. He's one person, but Obviously, it's written here. For anyone that doesn't know, that's that. Now, I like this line, and what he's basically saying throughout this whole article is how we should treat Hyrox, how we should view it, not how it can benefit everyone and the physical adaptations that we made, and that's this, that, and the other, and what it means to us. It's how do you think about Hyrox? This is one hair with Chibber, obviously, meaning we think of Hyrox much like we do Murph, Clovis, Filthy 50, or Glenn, one of the hero or girl wads, effectively. We'll treat it as one of those. He then lists all this, why CrossFit athletes are doing Hyrox, goes on to list a few of them. And then this is the bit that I kind of quite liked, the train of Hyrox. He identifies all this kind of stuff. I won't go into it, but this, all you need to know is this last little bit. CrossFit and Hyrox, friends, not competitors. This paragraph right here, all of this, is exactly what needs to be kind of read by anyone if they're going to compare and contrast the two of them. I do not see Hyrox plays in CrossFit. Hyrox simply does not fulfill the same purpose as CrossFit. Hyrox and CrossFit are not the same thing. They don't fulfill the same purpose. CrossFit strength and conditioning program, lifestyle design, I see across the board spectrum of physical qualities as possible, so we can overcome as many physical challenges as possible. Blah 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 blah. Health, optimal health. Now, Hyrox is a race, a single event. It never claimed to produce the depth and breadth of adaptation to deliver health the way CrossFit does. Also, Hunter, I know the reason that Savvy brought it up was because Hiller did a post from Hunter's podcast when they're talking about it. And the phrase that the guy said was, we all know that Hyrox is aiming to find the fittest on earth, or the fittest person. And a few people were writing in the comments today, and it didn't really get the attention of the host, was you've got to be able to define fitness from the individual's perspective to say if they are actually achieving that. Yeah, most likely, yeah. They just turn up and do the workout. We've defined fitness. We've got fitness in 100 words. We've got the Hopper model. We've got the sickness wellness fitness continuum. We've got everything that we need to define fitness from a scientific and objective perspective. It's observable, measurable, repeatable. So we've got all that. Now, there's other things that we look at. Yeah, exactly. They don't. Hyrox have never claimed it. It's one opinion of one guy on one podcast that is being hammered on and used as a reflection of the Hyrox community, which I don't think is right. It would be like saying, yeah, you lost them at observable. It would be like saying someone on a podcast, a CrossFitter, just a random CrossFitter talking about CrossFit, saying that we're trying to find the strongest people on earth. We're not trying to find the strongest people on earth, but strength is a massive component of what we do. So the other thing, so I was kind of reading a little bit in my Bible, and a couple of things kind of poked their heads out when I was thinking about it from this viewpoint. Do you have any monosyllabic words? No. The 10 general physical skills. Now, where do I put them? Put them here. I want to read it from here because there's a bit that goes with it. Where are we? Hold the line. Hope you're well. Anyone got any questions we want to talk about? It's Ask Jake question time. Where are we? No, wrong way. Anyway, so if I remember correctly, the 10 physical domains, right? So you've got cardiovascular, respiratory endurance. What I want to do is list these 10 things and tell me how much of this applies to the Hyrox event as an event. Cardiovascular, respiratory endurance, that's one. It's like specialized in that. Stamina, absolutely. Strength, you do have the portion of strength involved. It might not be top end, but there's definitely strength involved in there. Flexibility, probably not, although this is why I wanted to read it from the book a little bit. Flexibility is defined by CrossFit as the ability to maximize the range of motion at any given point. Now, we've obviously got the wall ball conundrum, and let's just, for argument's sake, say that people are hitting depth on a wall ball. You're getting full range of movement for a squat, so you are hitting that there to a degree. But that's pretty much it, I think, in terms of burpees. Obviously, you're getting full range of movement there throughout a burpee, but it's not really, is it? Power, the ability of a muscular unit or combination of muscular units to apply maximal force in a minimum time. So not particularly. You do get power generation for the sled, but I would say that's probably going to be down to the strength element. Speed, the ability to minimize the time cycle of a repeated movement. So we are doing that a lot. We are doing that with a few of the movements. They're quite, the ski, the row, the run, looking at a lot of speed. Their coordination, the ability to combine several distinct movement patterns into a singular distinct movement. So coordination, I'd probably argue that we don't have much coordination going on Hyrox. Agility, the ability to minimize transition time from one movement pattern to another. Well, there's a lot of transitioning going on in Hyrox, but maybe not instantly, so it doesn't really count. Balance, the ability to control placement of the body center of gravity, probably not too much. And accuracy, ability to control movement and endurance, so you're not getting it there. So out of our 10 physical components, you're probably looking at 6 of them that are hit during a Hyrox. So by our definition of fitness, Hyrox just simply isn't it. But I don't think Hyrox ever claimed to be finding the fittest on earth. They've never claimed that. They are claiming to find the fittest Hyroxer, just like a 10K race tries to find the fittest 10K runner. It's specializing. Hyrox, I would argue, is a speciality piece. It's a defined and distinct, measurable and repeatable race, just like a 5K run. Now, in terms of value and benefit from Hyrox, so something that wasn't in this piece by Matey Boy was, I'm obsessed with the kind of base idea of CrossFit and looking at the base of it and working our way up. And I think a lot of people are returning to that, I think. And a lot of people are talking about it at the moment because it's on vogue, just like community is on vogue at the moment, however long that lasts for. But I'm here for it. If we look at the base of the pyramid, we've got obviously nutrition at the bottom, but then we've got metabolic conditioning just above it. Now, Hyrox, if not anything else, is a Metcon workout. Most people are looking at an hour and 20 of conditioning and a bit of strength. It is a conditioning piece if you had to define it as one of them. For metabolic conditioning, there's probably less. It's probably up there with the best singular event applicable to CrossFit where we just test metabolic conditioning. I don't think there's any out there that can do that closer to CrossFit than what Hyrox can do. So therefore, Jon and I were talking about this the other day. I do believe that as an early adapter of CrossFitter, not an early adapter, someone that's early on in their CrossFit journey, so in the first couple of years, rather than competing at CrossFit events where there's going to be higher level skill pieces that just aren't on the radar, if you're applying the CrossFit methodology and doing bits of the weightlifting, bits of the gymnastics, and trying to avoid the sport side of it at the top of CrossFit. Aren't you better off doing a Hyrox than other competitions to really test how well your nutrition and metabolic conditioning adaptations have been made? And if that is the case, is it a very, very good idea for people early on in their CrossFit careers to actually try a Hyrox to see how they're getting on before they can then start doing the further bits on the pyramid to build on top of that? I don't know. It seems and sounds like it could be quite a good idea for people like that to test. Now, obviously, at this point, it's too late in the game for me to say I'm early into CrossFit. I've been doing it since 2012, so me doing it is a slightly different boat. But again, I haven't done a lot of conditioning work for a long time. Nothing over, like I might do a Murph, I might do a Chad, I might do a hero workout approaching an hour once, twice, 3 times a year. But I never do anything on that distance ever. And that's to my debt, not credit. That's to my debt. I should be doing those. I should be doing those longer pieces. So just like, and I was going to draw a comparison here, just like you get people at the gym doing a weightlifting competition, weightlifting sanctioned event. So whether it's US weightlifting or British weightlifting or German weightlifting, whatever country you're in, no one would think any different of anyone if they entered a powerlifting competition or a weightlifting competition, or someone said, I'm going to go and do a 10K or I'm going to run a half marathon as part of my CrossFit. No one would blink at that. Perfectly understandable and normal. Yet, as soon as someone says they're doing a Hyrox, it's almost seen as competition against what they're doing. And I'm not sure why. I think it's maybe because of the way that CrossFit has kind of refined its class sizes, a class time to an hour. You can't really get that kind of length or volume into a class, maybe over the years. But I see it as a good test. And also, you look at the fitness in 100 words. The last one is regularly learn and play new sports. And if Hyrox is considered an event and a sport, then why wouldn't you want to be doing that? It just seems reasonable. And that's it really on the Hyrox piece in terms of why you'd want to do it and in defense of it, unless anyone's got any questions. But also, I've talked about it a lot on the other show, is the business side of it as a business owner, as a gym owner. A few people in the space have kind of been Puritan and said they're not going to do it or they can't do it. It's contrarian to CrossFit, and we're purists and we don't want to devalue the gym and this, that, and the other. I think that's a bit of a silly statement to make, really. You're not devaluing it. And if you say that you feel that is going to be competition for what you offer in CrossFit, and you think people are going to leave CrossFit, and you think it's in competition with CrossFit and people would likely leave, what does that then say about what you offer with CrossFit at your gym? 2 things with that. One, it means that your CrossFit coaching and programming probably isn't up to scratch. It's probably behind. If you're having people leave your CrossFit classes and leave CrossFit for Hyrox, that probably should tell you something. It should probably tell you that what you're offering and what your customers are getting isn't quite up there. But also, doesn't that tell you the actual value of what having Hyrox should be? If people are actively leaving and wanting to do it, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you offer that alongside it? Now, I talked to a couple of people over the last couple of weeks, and one of the major takeaways from that, one of them is fucking Daniel Chafee, right? Daniel Chafee, he's head of fucking CrossFit affiliates worldwide. He's the dude. He's the man. He owns and operates the French Throwdown. He owns Louvre 1, 2, and 3 in Paris. That I think is about 5,000 fucking members across the 3 of them. He is Mr. CrossFit. No one is more in tune with CrossFit, what it is, what the affiliates mean, and what the affiliates are doing. He's up there, right? Top honcho. He's affiliated to Hyrox at his gyms because he sees the value of it. And also, we talked about this on the show with a couple of weeks ago. Why wouldn't you throw the net out, cast the net out far and wide to catch as many people as you can and bring them into your space? Because if you see CrossFit as a superior product and service when they're in your facility and they see what you do with CrossFit and you genuinely believe it is the better one, of course they're going to come across to it. And if they don't, guess what? You just captured a whole new audience of people that aren't going to do CrossFit but are paying you money. Why wouldn't you do that? If you're not cannibalizing your CrossFit space and your classes that CrossFitters currently use, why wouldn't you do that? I just don't understand it. The other part of all of this is that I know PK, we've talked about this a lot as well, is early on, not early on, I would say PK and I probably came to CrossFit about the same time, about 2012, 2011, 12, 13. We're kind of like the second wave of CrossFit, season 2 of CrossFit. I'd probably say people between sort of obviously 2003, but 2003 up to about 2010, 11. They're the first wave of CrossFitters. They're the people that were like the fire breathers and were early adapters, and it was all like softball throws and that. Early days, CrossFit wasn't really known by anyone. It was so niche, it was so small that no one was knocking it. It wasn't really belittled internationally. It wasn't in the media as this thing that would hurt people and this, that, and the other. That didn't really start until about 2012, 13, 14. And those of us that were invested in CrossFit and understood it and were doing it, the amount of fucking online berating that we got from the powerlifting, weightlifting, even gymnastics, even the rowing community, but predominantly the weightlifting and bodybuilding community. When I say weightlifting, weight training, sorry. So regular gym goes. The memes and the shit that we were finding ourselves being kind of, I find them really funny. Obviously, they are very, very humorous. But I kind of see what's happened with Hyrox the last sort of 6 months, a year as just that. It's a rite of passage. It's welcome to our world. We're going to berate you and we're going to belittle you as much as we can because you're easy target. But as the years gone by over the last year, I think a lot of people have kind of jumped on board and have realized the value of it. Some of my clients have been doing it for a long time now, so a couple of years. Sam Briggs did her first one in 2020, I saw, which wasn't exactly the same thing. But you've had people doing it, and it does hold value there. So, as in terms of holding value, I think Hyrox is there, and then you get the fittest CrossFitters doing it, and they're not winning. But that's right. That's absolutely right. They shouldn't be winning it. We're not specialists. It proves the point that it is a one event. You wouldn't expect Tier 2 me to go and win the Commonwealths or the Olympic, the weightlifting at the Olympics. She's clearly not going to win it, but she's good enough to get there. And it's the same with Hyrox. You're going to find a lot of CrossFitters are good enough to get into the world champs, good enough to get into the top 10, but aren't winning it. And that's the point. We're going to find that they get there. And then they find, where's the money? Is there money on Hyrox? There currently isn't. But who knows? There could be. And I don't know if any of you have tried buying a ticket for Hyrox, but Jon and I purchased one the other day, and we actually ended up having to go in the pro, which is probably just outside of my comfort zone. Got it here. But yeah, so we're doing the pro. However, we are going to be doing it in Birmingham, like I said earlier. Now, this is the Hyrox website when you log in to buy. These are all the events coming up. And they release these, I believe, where are we? So about 5-6 months ahead for the busy ones. But you've got a list of all these big cities, all the graphics, the socials done well. And the one that we've booked in, you've got Beijing, you've got Mumbai, you've got Yokohama, you've got Sydney, you've got Cape Town, Abu Dhabi, you've got Sao Paulo, you've got Perth in Australia, you've got Oslo, you've got Rome, you've got Hamburg. All these fucking major cities around the world are hosting these Hyroxes, and they are selling out. This is the one that Jon and I have booked in for. They've sold out, and the Birmingham one, they've sold 19,000 tickets. It's sold out 19,000, right? So, and it's an average of about £112. So at that one event, they're grossing over 2 million, and that is just on basic ticket sales. That's basic ticket sales, all the add-ons, all the photography, all the updates, all the fucking cues, all the t-shirts, all the promo stuff, all on top of that. Think about the profitability of running an event like this. That money's going to go somewhere soon. So I would not be surprised if we start to see a bit more money being pumped in. And also, come to New York. Well, I could do. When is it? You know what's going to happen here, don't you? Oh, I've just had a load of comments come up. Anyway, I've just had. Where are we? Where's New York? New York. Dublin. Went to Dublin a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, on the next sale. Ah, blimey. Where was it? Where did you see it? Is it coming up soon? Must be. F45. F45. Ah, there's the link there. Oh, there it is. May. Yeah, I'm not coming to that. All right, boy, you join in. We're just talking about Hyrox's Yanni Boy. Talking about our couples one that we're doing. Yeah. What was I talking about? Fucking hell. I'm 40 now. You don't have to. We've got 22 minutes left of time we can talk about stuff if you like. I'd like you to join me. Getting a bit dark now outside, you see, ladies, because it's 8:30 here. There we go. Oh yeah, Heidi got a purple belt, didn't she? Oh man. It's my badge. What do you call it? A button. Cheers. My 0% locally brewed 0% beer. Heidi, you need to tell us all about your purple belt, please. You haven't really told us all about it. We'd like to learn. Heidi, we'd like to learn about your purple belt. Please tell us all about your purple belt. Thank you. Also, I'm going away next weekend. I'm going away. So I'm going to the French Throwdown next weekend. Okay. Thank you, Athena. Love you. Bye. I'm going to the French Throwdown next weekend. And my wife's just upgraded her phone, right? So we've got a spare iPhone. I'm thinking I've ordered a gimbal thing. I didn't know what they were called, and I was looking at I was trying to search like phone holder and all this shit, selfie sticks and all that crap. And then it's called a stabilizer apparently. So I've ordered one of those, relatively affordable. Here it is. Nice. Fucking hell! Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Shit! What a handsome man. How are you?
Don't know why you're not coming from a car now.
You're quite quiet. That's all right.
It's fine. Maybe it's not fine.
That's all right.
What are we talking about? Hyrox.
Hyrox. Let me do that. That's better. There we go. See you properly now. We're talking about Hyrox. Talking about. I was just saying about that. I'm going to the French Throwdown and cameras, but I can talk about that later. That's fine. It's boring.
No, go back to that because I seen that you were going to the French Throwdown and I forgot to ask you about it. How come you're going to the French Throwdown? Is that coaching?
No. So I had that really good conversation with Daniel Chafee a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, aye.
And then after the call, when we hung up, when we hung up, he's such a fucking solid dude. What a nice guy, right? He has all the right to be a complete bastard, right? But he is the nicest guy. And he said, "Do you want to come to the Do you want to come to the throwdown?" And I was like, "Oh, I'd love to, but And he said, "Oh, tell you what, come along. We'll help you out." So I booked my flights within an hour of a 20-minute conversation with him. Yeah, so the hotel that we're staying at is where all the staff and everyone's staying. So I'm kind of taking ideas down at the moment about what to do there. I'm there from the Friday lunchtime until close of play Saturday, and then my flight back is on Saturday night at about 10 o'clock. So I've basically got the entirety of Saturday's event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the Friday afternoon. But Pedro is there doing.
You were asking about
the what? Camera? Yeah. The signal's not perfect, by the way. I don't know if mine is or not, but it might be mine. But yeah, so Pedro's there, doing work there as well. So I might meet up with him at some point on the Friday night. But a load of the affiliate staff are there. So the UK guys are there, the European guys. So Ollie Mainsbridge is going to be there. Daniel's obviously going to be there running the whole fucking thing. And a few like surprisey sort of guests that are going to be there that weekend. So I'm going to try and do as much kind of talking and videoing as I can. So I do need some assistance with that in terms of like just advice, but also I've got that stabilizer thing, and I'm just going to take my wife's old iPhone. It's like an iPhone 12 or something. Just attach that and use that instead of buying something. I think it should work quite well. Yeah, that's it really.
I've got a DJI Osmo Pocket 2 that I don't use anymore. I could have fucking sent you that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know the ins and outs of all this camera.
I've got the 3 now, but I've got the 2 as well. That's what I wondered why you were asking about that. That would have been perfect for it.
Yeah. It's so it's
that's
next
cool,
weekend.
That's fucking awesome that you did that.
Yeah. No, he's a solid guy. I think he got caught out last night. They went to the fucking Copa del. They went to the what's it called? Fucking Barca Real game last night, and then obviously there's that massive fucking power cuts overnight in Spain and Portugal. So they basically got stuck, I think. But they live in Bordeaux, so I think they might have driven. I'm not sure. Bordeaux.
And they just had the Hyrox in Barcelona as well.
Yeah. Was that this weekend just gone? Fucking hell.
I think it was just past, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was.
Barry wants to see my new nanos. They are downstairs. Nanu. Oh, I'm sneeze.
I just bought the salmon coloured rads.
Have you worn rads before?
Yeah, I've got 3 pairs of the original ones, which I really liked. So I'm hoping these ones are just as good, if not better.
I've never had any.
They are good. I used to wear Metcons and then they used to crash my feet, so I switched to Nano. No, I was going to call them Nanos as well.
Nanu.
To the Reeboks. Yeah, fucking hell. Now I can't say it because you were saying the fucking Mark and Mindy thing. And then I tried Rads, and I loved Rads as well.
Yeah, Trads.
We've got so many fucking modern apps, and there's what do you mean? What function for that? What do you mean thanks for nothing?
Bangs.
I'm fucking driving. What do you want me to do?
Exactly. Heidi, have you got a Hyrox booked? I know Heidi's done a couple before.
No, she's a jiu-jitsu practitioner now.
Shit.
Oh,
good.
my phone signal's gonna go in a wee minute.
Okay, I'll just carry on asking stuff.
Jump.
Right.
Let's talk about our doubles one on another podcast.
Yeah. No, I won't talk about it now. That's cool. We can have a programming session. Go on. Okay. Cool. I'm faster. Oh, I'm planning for November. Which one? Is there a specific one that you're doing or not? Yeah. You lot can answer me this. Do you feel like the last sort of few months there's been a bit more of a push in the media towards community and away from the sport? Or is it just me? Are you going to Chicago? Good. Oh, and also we got an email sent for us because we're part of the we're in on the WFP media email list. So we got an email earlier. Oh, blimey, Gesundheit. We're part of the media email. Now we got an email, and Rogue have just been announced as being the lead kit supplier for the what the fuck WFP, which I found quite interesting. Good for them, and more coverage. I know Rogue haven't got any ties, so they can do what they want. And WFP, obviously, they've done well to get that. Not that I'm that interested in it. I don't actually know what the WFP are doing. I don't know the season. I don't know how it works. I don't know the competitions. I don't know the workouts. Don't know much about it. But when you've got Rogue coming on board as being a kit supplier, it's quite a big deal. So good, fair play to them. Yeah. What happened at the gym today? Did a workout. I only had 3 hours of PT today, which was quite good. Quite nice. Weather's been a bit dicky today. Yeah, enjoying coaching. If anyone wants to know about my coaching, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to shut up now. What do you guys think to a bit more educational stuff? I know that I'm interested in it. I know that I like it. And I know that I coach it every day and I preach about it. But I don't know how interesting it is out there. Chris again. What do you mean, Chris again? You lot are my people, and I'm asking your opinion. I'm asking your thoughts on things. I'd like you to give me feedback, Heidi, unless you don't want to have any input, and I'll just say anything I want. Would you like that? Education regarding methodology, is it actually worth communicating about? Is it something that it's not boring, it's really interesting. I'm an interesting fella. Because I teach my kids something from the L1 pretty much every day, just whether it's tidbits or whether it's a whole piece or whether it's a movement pattern or whether it's something to do with zone or whatever. Wouldn't be a recurring thing. It would be now and again, but I think it holds value. I'm kind of having this debate as well about what kind of content people actually want to hear. Obviously, we just have to do our own thing and hope that there's a crowd for it. And with the other show, it's obviously around European affiliates and growing it there and bringing obviously light to what they're doing. Did anyone see the Club La Santa one from yesterday. What day is it? Yeah, yesterday. That was really cool. I know Julie was in listening. She liked the look of it. But yeah, if you get a chance, look up Club La Santa. They've got an awesome place. But the methodology obviously is bigger than what we're doing there. So I'm just interested to hear your thoughts about whether you think what kind of format we can do the methodology stuff in. And eventually what Jon and I want to do is talk about programming, specific programming points. And because Jon and I, our primary income is programming and coaching and PT. So we've got a lot of kind of know-how there and talking through how we do it, why we do it, who we're doing it for, that kind of stuff. Because I think that's one part, like speaking to people like Grant and listening to people in the chat. I think there's a big knowledge gap from people about why they're doing what they're doing. And I think people that understand it probably understand more, like Shawnee Boy storming through to his knowledge piece after doing the L1. He's a reformed man now. Is there a way of getting that information out there in verbal form and visual form that the L1 manual won't do without getting people on the L1? Don't know. I think there's value there. Whether or not people actually want to hear it or not, and we'll sit through and listen. I suppose it's just if it's entertaining or not. And the other thing is, like, I don't know if the whole fucking game show thing's overdone. The other people do it very, very well. So there's a few podcasts that do it really well. And I don't know if there's room for another one, but we've got a few ideas about that. I suppose we can just try and test them, can't we? Always a bit of fun. So the other thing I need to do is get a phone line linked up so I can have calls, because that'd be nice, having people call in, or just send links out, I guess. But that's that. Anyway, this was a bit of a test today, just to see predominantly if we could just sit and chat rubbish that had a little bit of planning but none really, just to see if I could talk into a microphone for an hour. Because I'll be honest, it's a lot tougher than I gave it credit for. Yeah, I'm used to just making videos in my car, driving along, being an idiot. Calling would be good. I think so. So here's a question then, Bazza. What about a show a programming show where people can call in, or I send a link to, and we talk specifically about programming with them? So an example could be Heidi's planning for her Hyrox in November. She comes on, whether it's on a phone call or a video, we assess her like Jon and I would do with a new client. Obviously, we don't work together currently with clients. We don't share clients, but we have the same process. Establishing goals, establishing timeline, establishing ability at the moment. And then we talk about how we would apply our knowledge, what kind of program we would sit, what kind of cycle they would go through, supplementation, injury prevention, rehab work. So we can talk about all this kind of stuff. It's something that Jon and I know very well, and it could give people an opportunity, one, to talk about it and actually get it planned, have someone like Heidi in that example. She could come on, she could learn stuff, and she could just talk and understand it. Not that she needs that help, but she, it might always helpful. And then people viewing it either live or retrospectively, people can ask questions live, or retrospectively, they get to see the process that PTs and coaches and trainers go through. I think that would hold quite a lot of value, and I think it's something that Jon and I have got a lot of experience in that potentially not a lot of other people in our space have got and can offer. Obviously, you've got the likes of Taylor and JR that offer training and coaching and programming, but I don't think to the same knowledge base or clientele that we offer it to. Like I said, I've been coaching CrossFit since end of 2012, weightlifting and powerlifting before that, and up until today. So I'm still doing that. Jon's the same. We do X amount of PT hours of programming each week. So we've got a hell of a lot of knowledge there, and we've got the platform to do it whenever we like. So I think it might be something that we can offer that not many other people can. So what do you think of that then? Yes, assess me. Sample breakdown of what she would need to do. Yeah, I think so. Cool. The other thing I want to test is these buttons, right? So this Rodecaster. Can you hear that? Yes or no? I won't tell you what it was, but did you hear anything other than my voice just then? Don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that? Yeah, good. But that's one, and then I've got. Was it loud? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm still learning this thing. Hang on. If I put them down to there, you can be my guinea pigs. Hang on. What about?
What if I talk like this? Does it do anything to my voice?
This one? Yeah, maybe not. Right, okay, well, coming to an hour now and I'm just rambling and chatting shit. Jon, yeah, we are. I need to talk to you, or you can rewind about 5 minutes and listen to the idea. You sound like Ortega. Thank you very much. Has it changed back, or am I still talking like an idiot? Not that Ortega's an idiot. Anyway, right. Cool. That'll do, donkey. Unless anyone's got any questions, I will just fucking hang up. And because Jon's here, I'm going to actually say goodbye. Oh, why don't we talk about who we've got on? So we have got the Queen of Hustle, Lauren Khalil, joining us on Sunday night for us. And it's the 13th, 11th, maybe? Where are we? It is. Why March? There we go. Next Sunday. So yeah, the 11th. Sorry, Sunday the 11th. Got Lauren coming on. And we've got another couple of people. And we've managed to get hold of this guy. So Jon and I both love our music. Jon probably is into a lot different styles of music than I am. And he knows his music very well. We had that James guy on from Harm's Way a couple of weeks ago. And there's this guy called Oliver who I recently discovered on Spotify, and I've been listening to his music, and he's fucking insanely talented. And he's got like 4,000 listens on Spotify, and I love his music. It's quite hard, not for Jon's standard, but they're sort of similar-ish, somewhere new metal, like Sleep Token-y, sort of Loathe, something like that. Anyway, he's going to come on I think the 22nd of May, so tail end of May. That's going to be cool because I want to hear about his thoughts on music and his training, because he trains as well, so that'd be cool. And then we've got a few other people Jon's got booked on, and we're pursuing a couple of other people. One of them that I've sent a message to is a lady person who recently won the Gladiators UK series. She's a CrossFitter, and she owns and operates a CrossFit gym. So that'd be cool. So I'm hoping that she can jump on. Anyway, enough about that. Bit of banter in the chat, I see. Jon hasn't got a wrench. How funny is that? Anyway, that's an hour, so I'm going to say goodbye, say bonjour, je m'appelle, and we'll do this more often, shall we? Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.